Do you have the same pet peeve as I do when it comes to rod holders? It drives me nuts that when you grab these things and try and pull them out, they get all hung up on the other reels. Well, I've got a fix that will eliminate this aggravation. Dang it, I can't get this rod out of here. It's all hung up on this other rod, and the reason is that all these rods are about the same size in terms of the handle. And that means the reels are going to interlock and get jammed up on each other. Well, I finally came up with a solution. The solution is really pretty simple when you think about it. If you're lucky enough to have rods whose handles are different heights, well then you just stagger them and that will raise the reel up above the others. But look how big that handle would have to be for this to happen. Well, that's not going to happen. I've got medium heavy, medium light, and light rods all through here, and the handles are all pretty much the same height. So what I need to do is come up with a way where this reel will be up above the others. And so the first step I'm taking is I'm going to measure that height right here to see how much I've got to raise this rod to get the reel from interacting with its neighbors. And on these, it's about 7 inches. So let's move to the next step in the process. Here's the material you're going to need to implement this solution. And you're going to need to do this in every other slot. So you need 3 of these for a 6-slot rod holder. Now, this is all PVC, my favorite material. And it consists of a plug, a $1.20, a bushing, a $1.44, a coupler, 87 cents, and then hopefully you've got some scrap 1¼ inch plywood hanging around. Now when you go out and buy these, be sure you get the slip joint, because if you get the threaded one, that will be much more expensive. So let's look at the build. What we need to do is get our rod to sit up here. So we start with the plug, but you immediately see a problem right here. There's no room, given the slant, for anything to fit on top. You can't get the bushing on here because it's going to have a gap. So what you have to do is get a piece of filler material. I have this HDPE, so I use that. You're going to stick that in, and your rod holder may not require this. And then on top of that, you're going to drill through and bolt the plug to that. Then you can use the bushing, which is an expansion joint from 1 inch to 1¼ inch. Then you can put the coupler on, and then you can put the PVC that's going to raise it up to the level you want. Now, what's this wire for? Well, let's look at a completed one. So here's what it's going to look like when it's completed. You can see I've got the bolt there holding the plug on. Got everything assembled together, and I cut a piece of PVC to be the right height. Now, to keep the butt of the rod from going all the way down, I inserted a piece of wire through there, and that's going to keep the butt of the rod elevated. Well, let's go ahead and make the other pieces and see what the assembled solution looks like. Here we go with the finished product all set up. Well worth, in my mind, the investment. You could paint these if you wanted to look nice, but check this out. None of these reels interfere with anything else. And it's going to be so easy to just grab one and pop it out and get going. No more getting it all tangled up in the bail and the handle. Whew! If you guys have a better way to keep your rods and reels in the rod holder from getting all messed up and allow them to be easily removed, throw a comment down below, because I've got a whole nother one I need to fix on the other side of the shop.